Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform. The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And on this first day of the year, a programming note, I am with you for the next 2 hours, and I have to start out this way, disgusted. I am disgusted. I've been covering City Hall for 4 decades. I have never seen anything like this before in my life. I have never seen anything like this before in my life. So Mamdani has just wrapped up the new mayor. And in watching his inauguration, I became almost infuriated. And here's why. Because now I have a better understanding of how we got conned, how he got elected mayor. And it happened because there is no critical thinking among the reporters that covered the campaign. I have to be honest today. Or that's covering his inauguration. Watching the inauguration, it was almost like being at a sporting event, a play-by-play of sporting event. Yes, inaugurations are a bit play-by-play, but it's also critical thinking. It's also real analysis. They said the same thing over and over and over. They were tripping over themselves. They were more interested in pointing out the diversity of the event rather than giving this guy a new one in terms of what he's up against for real. Dominic Carter here with you. 800-848-9222. I also have to say, because I thought about this, I really believe that Gabe Pressman, the legendary Gabe Pressman, has to be turning over in his grave. There is no analysis. Well, the inauguration just ended seconds ago. That's how this guy got elected. It's the Kim Kardashian effect on American politics. I watched carefully the faces at the inauguration. People, for the most part, that have never been involved with politics before. They have no idea what is about to hit them. And then I was trying to read the body language between Mamdani and his wife. I can't get a read on her. She seems like the last place she wants to be is at the inauguration. And then I'm saying to myself, absolute phonies, and meaning AOC and Bernie Sanders. And here's what I'm talking about, folks. The crowd, AOC and Bernie Sanders, roar, roar, roar. Oligarchs, doing away with them. Money for the people. It sounds wonderful. But excuse me, Bernie and AOC, why didn't you tell them that you two from time to time travel via private jets? You left that part out of the story. The crowd is being pimped. That's what happened today. They have no idea how politics works. They have no idea what's coming in terms of Albany. Yes, Governor Hochul's compromised in terms of she wants to stay in office, tough re-election bid against Bruce Blakeman. Bruce Blakeman is the real deal. But I'm disgusted. There was no analysis. They did have on David Birdsell, former CUNY professor. I'm not sure where he's at now. On Channel 7, they had a guy from ABC News. You know, they scratched the surface. But there was no real coverage. All we got was, it's a new day in New York. Let's play up the minorities. Let's play up the Muslim American aspect. Let's play up the imam or whoever he was that went on forever when he was just supposed to be delivering a prayer, and he gave a political speech. Sometimes they do. And then I'm looking at the stage, and what I'm thinking, folks, again, I've spent 4 decades of my life doing this, and I have never seen things go this low. What I'm thinking, the legends that I covered, among them, Ed Koch, Rudy Giuliani, even Michael Bloomberg, real mayors that knew the impact of what they are doing. I can't believe that our political process has come to this. So it's a 2-step. You have the dumbing down of politics, Kim Kardashian effect, and you had a candidate that wouldn't get out of the race. Thus, we're now stuck. And I told you, folks, I just saw Debbie Lobato's tweet. Debbie, I hope your foot's okay. I hope your foot's doing better. And oh, by the way, folks, I do have to say a happy birthday to Catherine Trunk, the lovely Catherine Trunk, who works full time. Well, she works and takes care of her mom, her 96-year-old mom. And I was remiss because last night we had the owners of the network with us, Margot Catsimatidis, John Catsimatidis, taking your live telephone calls, and it slipped my mind, Catherine, but I meant to wish you a happy birthday. So, young lady, happy birthday to you. You are a special woman, and you need to hold your head high. But, folks, I honestly feel today that maybe it's time for me to, in a few years, to retire. I cannot believe what I was looking at that inauguration, at least from WABC TV. No critical thinking. No real political analysts. They had Sandra Bookman down at City Hall. No offense, folks. I wonder why she was there. Because she's black. And the networks are saying, okay. Get the minorities out. Get them out. The story is history making a Muslim American mayor. I mean, and the images, some of the images, frankly speaking, made me want to throw up. And I can't believe that our politics has come to this. So let's begin with your telephone calls. Dominic Carter here with you. Let's begin with Susan, line 1, Long Island. Susan, on this first day of the year, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. Dominic, I agree so much with everything you said. A total lack of critical thinking in the media, a total lack of understanding or critical thinking in the population. But at this moment, my greatest concern is for you. Now, even though you are a seasoned professional of 40 years, and you've gone up and you've gone down, and you've experienced the best and you've experienced really, really bad people, we're entering an era, and I can hear it in your voice and in your delivery, that is going to get to you in a way that hasn't happened before, because the stakes are higher and the personalities are more grotesque. And I'm asking you to try to sit quietly and to try to figure out how you, Dominic, are going to be able to weather this, how you are going to be able to deal with this on a daily basis without it getting to your most innermost parts. If there's a way that you can somehow really gird yourself and really say, you don't need me to say this, but that you are a professional. And part of your being a professional is that you can listen to this, you can hate it, but there can be somewhat of a separation. I have the privilege of saying, if I ever hear Mamdani's voice, I will turn off the radio. You don't have that privilege. You're in it for the long run. Now, you just said maybe you'll retire. That would be completely understandable. But I think before you do that, in a very deliberate, thoughtful, possibly with the help of others, of peers, figure out how you are going to handle the onslaught of the negativity, which could potentially color every single one of your days. You're going to have to figure it out.
Well, so you're correct, Susan. But Susan, again, I I learned the business. Okay, let me backtrack, Susan. I didn't want to cover politics. At the time, politics was not cool. And I'm going to be completely blunt with you. But the people that started New York One News, they said they wanted a black guy, high profile, based out of City Hall. Okay. And it was me, amongst the team. It was me, Melissa Russo, and Andrew Kurtzman. And we were the political unit. No station had political units. This is when nobody paid attention to politics, really. And, for a reporter, politics was a dead-end career. And then all of this changed with New York One. This is before the MSNBCs. This is really before Fox News. We were the first ones. And so if what I'm trying to explain to you, Susan, if I covered a story, and I've covered many inaugurations, the way that these reporters are covering this today, my editors would have taken my script, ripped it up, and threw it in my face and said, there's no critical analysis. It's actually happened. What are you doing? And so, Susan, it's really, really tough when you've done something so long and you've worked with legends, and then you turn on the TV today and it's been reduced to this. It's just, it's just horrible. Go ahead, Susan.
That's why I said it, because you are going to be faced with the memories of what you experienced, the heights, the values, the excellence, and now you're confronted with the opposite. But some way, psychologically, it's going to have to work out for you that it doesn't get you in your innermost parts on a daily basis, or else I will be concerned for your well-being. That's all I'm saying. I'm
thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
I hear you, Susan, and you're correct. But I mean, when the live reporters that are down there, just one line. When AOC is talking that garbage, when Bernie Sanders is talking that garbage, they're talking a populist message, but they were caught on tape ducking the cameras, getting off private jets. Just you got to point out the whole story. You can't just eat what politicians are telling you. You can't do it. And these reporters, in a normal situation, no disrespect to Sandra Bookman. I like Sandra Bookman. She would have never been based down in City Hall covering the inauguration. Ever. She doesn't have the political experience. None of them do.
Well, it's not journalism.
It's not journalism. It's not journalism. Susan, thank you for the lovely call. I hear you. I got to take a break. Folks, we see all of your other calls. We're going to take that break. The number to reach us right now, 800-848-9222.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The electorate can't be that gullible. I'm sorry, folks. And I appreciate the last call. I really do. But if this is what we're going to get from our media, and I'm just solely talking about coverage of today's inauguration, then I can't watch television news anymore. You have no idea how disappointed I was. I'm not going to say which station now. You had this one female anchor. She tried. She didn't know what she was talking about. And so in journalism, when you don't know what you're talking about, you stick to the basics. Okay. Muslim American mayor, history in the making. Let's talk to the people. The people can't be that gullible. I'm watching them as they were raising their hands, right? Like in agreement. They know nothing about. So in 40 years, I have young people all the time that tell me, "Oh, you were my high school speaker. Thank you. You played a role. You were my college speaker. Thank you. I watched you growing up on television, which makes me feel like an old man. And you taught me politics. I didn't know anything about politics." But obviously, I didn't impact any of those people down there because they were raising their hands in agreement. This dude, the mayor, Mamdani, can't deliver. He's a kid himself. He's a kid playing mayor at our expense. At our expense. Let's go to Alan, line 3, Hudson, New York. Alan, what's on your mind?
Yeah, Happy New Year, Dominic. So I first thing I want to say after that is thank you for being on the air. I hope you did it voluntarily. I've been ill, and at least it's like family for me, and I'm sure others during the holiday. I know Sid is away and some of the others, but thank you for putting in the time and your family, the way you project. And the woman who spoke to you right before, I was going to say something along those lines, but I know you have to get to other callers. So right before you came on the air, I heard the news. And the news is that the MTA is about to jack up their fares all over the place. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. All these people for the years you're letting in for free, and the people that are working hard and trying to save money, you're raising the rates. It's crazy. So I understand what you're saying about the mayor, but before we even get to him, here's even more craziness. How do they have the audacity to allow so many people to jump the turnstiles, don't enforce it, and then they come to you and me and some other folks and ask us for more money? How
you
are
want
we
the real
answer,
Alan? Because we're the suckers. That's why. That's the real answer. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so crass, so bold. That's the real answer. We're the suckers. They got to get the money from somewhere for, to drive the personal MTA cars and all the perks that come. It's got to come from somewhere.
Well, Dominic, I just would like you to encourage. I love your boss and stuff. But for instance, he had a couple days ago, he had the mayor on, and they were crying and feeling sad that he's leaving. And what about all the damage he did to the city?
Okay,
what about the
wait a minute, Alan. But wait a minute. What about the damage that's going to be done? This is exactly my point.
With you. I'm trying not to think
I would rather have a devil I know any day than somebody like Mamdani. I would rather, and thank you for the call, Alan. I would rather have a devil that I know that we can measure, that we know at least 80% of the time he's going to do the right thing. We know that at least he has the experience, the education, the maturity to make the right decisions. I'd rather have that than have what we have now. This little boy playing mayor. That's what we have now. That's the truth. Sure, I can be more articulate in how I jazz it up. The incoming mayor, will he be able to achieve his goals? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen. Time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back. So, what I'm thinking about right now is in graduate school at the renowned Newhouse School of Public Communication at Syracuse University. And I've said this before. They only accept the best of the best of the best. And now, sometimes students, it's so hard to get into the Newhouse School that students will go to another college at Syracuse and then transfer in a backdoor way. Now, to transfer into Newhouse, you have to have a 3.6 point average, almost perfect. 4.0 is perfect. If you want to transfer in, you got to come in with a 3.6 average. Very, very tough to do. So, as a graduate student there, I did an internship at the local CBS television station in Syracuse. I did so well, they wanted to hire me. So the same station, Mike Tirico, who's now the lead NFL guy on television, we were in the same classes together. They hired Mike to be their sports guy on air. We're talking about 2 college students. And they wanted to hire me in the newsroom, not as an on-air reporter. And so in completing the class, I had to write a paper. And I turned in the paper 10 minutes late. 10 minutes late. Professor Dwight Jensen. 10 minutes late. Now, I'm not undergrad. I'm a graduate student. So anything less than a B amounts to a failing grade, basically. Devastates your grade point average. As a graduate student, you've got to maintain a 3.0. Professor Jensen, 10 minutes late turning in the paper, gave me a C, which is almost an F. And I said, Professor, it's not fair. They loved me at the CBS affiliate. They want to hire me. How could you do this to me? And he said, I tell you what, your grade stands and you'll never miss another deadline in your life. Guess what? I have never missed a deadline again. Professor Jensen was right. So what are these journalism schools doing today? Based on what I saw of Mamdani's inauguration, what I saw were, for lack of a better term, I saw little kids trying to play television news. That's what I saw. And some of them are not that young, but that's literally what I saw. I want to mix things up a bit before we get to last night when the State Attorney General Letitia James swore Mamdani in on a Quran. I'm going to mix things up. I'm going to bring in Judith in Brooklyn and Dominic, I believe, in Connecticut. Both of you are on live. Let me start with you, Judith. What's on your mind?
I don't know what this Dominic wants to say, but you know what? I'm responding to Susan, okay? Listening to Susan, I have to respond. Dominic, this is what I want to tell you. That is your strength. 40 years of experience with some of the best, enabling you to shine above the rest with critical thinking instead of get along to go along. I've got news for you. I have noticed, Dominic, that you're just getting stronger since you started on WABC. And it's to your strength. This experience is to your advantage, okay, which they don't have. And we know the media stinks, okay? So that's what I want to say. And you know what? We do have to grow.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we have to grow a thick skin to protecting armor. So I'm sure at this point, you know what? I find you're stronger. I find you stronger, and I think you're just getting started. My goodness, that's what I think, and that's your advantage. That's your strength, and we appreciate it. And I think you know that we appreciate it, and that helps you even more to protect you from all the emotional and blah blah blah. You know, it's like that's not where it's at. That's not enough for you, Dominic.
Well, do me a favor and just hold on, because I believe Dominic in Connecticut is somewhat critical of me. Let's see what he wants to say. Dominic, you're on live with me, Dominic, and Judith in Brooklyn. What's on your mind?
Hi, Don. Happy New Year to you and your family, Don.
Thank you. You too.
I just wanted to say that I'm a born-again Christian, and my faith is in God. And God uses all people for the good. And if my contention is that the voters voted for this guy and they get what they deserve, okay? And you're constantly kind of and the other stations or the other shows as well are bashing Curtis Sliwa. I'm not a great admirer of Curtis Sliwa, but he has done very good things for the city when he was with the Guardian Angels and such. But he was representing the Republican Party. Now, for me, I would
wait, Dominic.
Yes.
You said he was representing the Republican Party. Who ran against him on the Republican line?
It doesn't matter, Dom.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that nobody else wanted to be a sacrificial lamb.
Dom, it doesn't matter. His values represented the voter of the Republican voters' values. And let me just say this: you keep saying that if he dropped out, that Cuomo
absolutely
would, somehow.
If that candidate had did the responsible thing, we'd be talking about a flawed Mayor Cuomo today. That at least would be responsible. No doubt, I will take it to my grave. Okay. That if that candidate had dropped out, Cuomo would have won. No, it's not my opinion. I'm telling you fact. Because Cuomo would, I've been doing this a long time. I've called elections that people thought were impossible. And wait, let's listen to Judith for a second. Let's listen to Judith for a second, Dominic. Go ahead.
Dominic, which one? The caller, Dominic, okay? Here's the deal. I gave twice to Curtis. I wrote him beautiful letters. I encouraged him like crazy. And at the end of my letter, talking about Christianity, I am to be Jewish. Doesn't matter. Same God for all of us. He's our Father in heaven. So you are my brother from another mother, and so is Dominic. Both Dominic. How's that? And at the end of both my letters said, you know what? If God wants you to become mayor of New York, you'll become mayor of New York. Guess what? It didn't happen. But I got news for you. Reality is this. This Dominic, the host Dominic, kept saying all along that there's like 7 Democrats to 1 Republican. So the numbers are not there. And then when what's his name, Curtis was on the debate, it didn't go past 15%. The needle wasn't moving. And then you had every expert, and we were so confused. What strategy do we use? At the end, all the experts said he has to go out because as Cuomo, a Democrat, would still have a chance of winning. And guess what? We missed by 2 points. Had Curtis done the right thing and gone out when he was asked to go out 3 weeks before, chances are Cuomo would have gotten more than 2%. Okay, so all that 7% would have gone to Cuomo and a little bit more. And so we don't know which way, one way or the other. But as far as I'm concerned, Curtis was loyal to Curtis, not to us. Okay, he should have backed out. Chances are we would have had stupid Cuomo, but a lot better than this hateful Mamdani. Okay, Dominic, caller?
Is a delusional. The 7% that would have voted for Curtis Wheeler would never, under any circumstances, vote for Cuomo.
How do you know, Dominic? How do you know? How do you know, Dominic? Dominic.
How do you know,
Dominic? Because I've been doing this for 40 years. Because I've been doing it for 40 years. Because I told that candidate that you're talking about before he even announced that he had no chance in hell. And it did not turn out to be right.
On what you tell him. That's what
okay. So wait a minute. If Dominic, if your opinion is correct, why did the president of the United States, the top Republican, say numerous times to get out? Why?
I don't, Dom.
Cat got your tongue?
Everybody
cat got your tongue?
Opinion, Dom.
No. I just want you to address. If you're so correct,
I know that Cuomo. I thought the president didn't endorse anyone.
Okay, no, I didn't say that. Whoa, Dominic, I didn't say that the president endorsed anyone. I said that he told your candidate repeatedly to get out the race. I want you to answer.
I'm telling you, I'm glad he didn't.
Okay. Well, look how well it worked out for you. Look how well it worked out for you. Look how your candidate wasted millions of dollars, is under investigation as we speak. And
who is under investigation, Dom?
The campaign spending. Trust me when I tell you.
Who is?
Okay, I've said all I'm going to say.
Dominic
Yes.
Dominic Carter. Dominic Carter.
No, I'm not speculating. I'm telling you what I know. I can tell you a whole lot more, but I'm not going to do it.
Dominic, Mr. Caller, Dominic, let me ask you a question. Dominic, hello, what? Are you there? Dominic, the caller?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me something. Why was it every single time Curtis did not go after Mamdani, but he went after Adams and Cuomo? When the big target was Mamdani. Why? And I got news for you.
Yes.
He made $3.4 million, right? And if he would have dropped out, he would have to give it back. So he stuck in to the very end, and now in January, I'm hearing a lot of people hearing he can keep the money. So I'm just kind of questioning the whole thing, because at some point, Dominic, he saw he wasn't going to win. He didn't do the right thing. And all the pollers, even the politicians, and even someone who endorsed him, till a week and a half later, then he said Cuomo should get out. Then in the end, he said, no, Carter should get out. So you think they're stupid? You think they're all stupid?
I'm sorry, but I'm telling you that doesn't matter to me. He represents the Republican.
Okay, so winning. So Dominic, because I gotta wrap this up. So Dominic. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Lower his mic since Dominic won't listen to me. Dominic, I'm going to say this one last time, and then I got to move on because I'm tired and bored of this conversation right now. So winning doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. The fact that we have a socialist Muslim American mayor who's basically telling all of us that we can kiss his you-know-what, none of that matters, right? I want to make sure I got this right, Dominic. None of that matters.
Blame the ignorant voters in New York. Don't blame Curtis Sliwa.
All right. Okay. You're delusional, Dominic.
God.
With all due respect, you're delusional. You're the classic person that supports that candidate, that never saw through the nonsense. And as a result, and Judith, thank you for the lovely call. And as a result, we're stuck with this. Okay. Where's your candidate now? He's mighty quiet now. And there are investigations. You'll see coming up right around the corner. You will see. Let's continue with the telephone calls. Let's go to Jim in New Jersey, line 3. Jim, what's on your mind?
Yeah, Dominic, hi. I enjoy your show, but I think you're going to get mad at some of the things I say.
No, because you're not going to go on too long, so I'm not going to get mad, Jim, but just get to the point.
What do you expect? The people, it's so expensive to live in New York City. If you got a candidate that's promising to make things cheaper and affordable and more
what I would expect, Jim, is to not be so naive. He can't deliver.
What about the free buses?
He can't deliver, especially on the buses.
All you have to say is don't pay because they don't enforce the law anyway. So that's free buses, right?
No. It's not free buses. For a majority of people, we pay the fare. Are we suckers? Perhaps. But we pay the fare. What was your other point, Jim? I don't want to cut you off before I move on. Go ahead.
This is what 2 weeks ago before the election, Dick Morris, when it was on the Rob Astorino show.
Okay, Dick is entitled to his opinions. That don't mean it's right. What's the point you're trying to make?
He was predicting a Curtis Sliwa win.
Oh, that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. And I don't listen, Jim. I don't want to denounce any other Holster. That's exactly my point. You just proved exactly what I'm saying to you. Do you really? I don't care who said he was going to win. He didn't have a chance in hell.
Well, there was also another poll that said if Cuomo dropped out.
Come on, Jim.
Yeah.
My head is about to explode. Do you really? But Jim.
Uh-huh.
Do you really believe that in your heart of hearts?
Well, I think it could have came close.
Jim, do you really believe that if Cuomo got out of the race, that candidate would have won? Do you really believe that? And I got to take a break. I'm sorry, I can't let you answer.
I mean, I don't live in New York.
I'm sorry, Jim. I got to move on. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. Wait a minute. I'm thinking about something that Private Jet Bernie Sanders and Private Jet AOC had to say, right? So in swearing in Mamdani, Bernie Sanders used his talking point that he's been using for 20 years. Providing free and high quality child care is not radical. Countries all over the world have done it for years. That's what Bernie Sanders said, right? Well, Senator Sanders, is it the type of child care and daycare that your Democrat buddies hand out in Miami, in Minnesota? Is it that kind of daycare and child care? Or is it the kind that permits you to stay on the private jets while we, the people, pay for you to be on these private jets? Absolute phonies. But Bernie said the right things. AOC said the right things. Oh, boy. So I'm going to regret this. And before we get to this phone call, I'm going to do this proactively.
Dominic is done with you.
So, Russ, I see on line 2 in White Plains. Please tell me this is not correct. It says here on my screen, my computer, you believe that Mamdani's speech was good. Please tell me you don't believe that.
Oh, yeah. It was inspiring. It was inspiring. And I just want to tell, if Cuomo had been the inauguration, it would have been a depressing way to start the new year, Dominic. But I have a question. In a head-to-head race between Mamdani and Curtis, would the gap be less than the gap between Adams and Curtis? Do you know what I mean, in a head-to-head race? And the second thing is I want to ask you,
I don't want to talk about that other candidate. I already said too much. No. It's just that there's no upside.
Okay.
You know, as my grandmother would say, that other candidate already showed his ASS, and we're all stuck dealing with it now.
All right, I'll respect that. I just want to say, you were discussing in another show about the G&T program and mainstreaming, and my son left the G&T program, was mainstreamed in a 95% black and Hispanic grade school, and he went to Dartmouth. So I think you're wrong about the G&T. I think mainstreaming good students is the important
thing. The gifted and talented program, so you want to do away with it. Surprise. Russ wants to do away with something that excels kids to do. I'm glad your kid went to Dartmouth. Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah. But you want to do away with it, Russ? Come on.
Absolutely. And it shows he had a tough time because, he was a minority in grade school. He was in that District 3 where this new guy came from. He wasn't there, of course. My son's 40 years old.
Okay.
But, the principal watched over him, and, the G&T was very angry because my son was a
Okay, so wait, listen. So what do we do? What do we do with the gifted and talented kids?
As the school teacher was telling you, you adapt every thing to each student.
So you put kids that got the potential to go to Harvard, you put them in the same classroom with kids that can barely read and some that can barely speak English. That makes sense to you, Russ?
I'm telling you, it happened exactly that way, and my son is not the exception that makes the rule. I'm just telling you the facts, Dominic. You're a good reporter, and I'd really like to know how much Adams took to get out of the race. I'd like to find out. Thanks, Tom.
Dominic is done with you.
Let's go, let's see, time permitting, let's go to line 5. Who's the caller on line 5? Please tell me who you are. Leon in Pennsylvania. Leon, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hey, Dominic, I want to congratulate you for that great show last night with the Catsimatidis. It was very good.
That's something that's positive. The billionaire owners joined us on air.
Hey, that was great. And one thing, I know you get tired of this Curtis Sliwa, but you know what? I got one thing to say. Give that to everyone. Bringing this Curtis Sliwa up. It's done and over with. Give Dominic a break. Dominic's the best, and all his other workers, you don't want to hear that crap. And you ever watch that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Curtis, I hope you're listening because a fifth grader's smarter than you. Okay? Have a great day there. Wow. And Happy New Year, buddy. He's
not here to defend himself, but I am sick of him and his wife through fake Facebook accounts making comments on my social media. I said it. It's the truth. You know you're doing it. I know you're doing it. I know exactly how you're doing it with these fake names. And so, cut it out. Please cut it out. I'm being as nice as I can be. Folks, America's heroes need your help. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. I am coming right back.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.